So I have a controversial perspective that I want to share. So if you do not agree, number one, I'm going to tell you, it is okay to disagree, and you can disagree in my comments. However, you better be fucking respectful when you're talking to me. That's all I got to say about that. Don't talk to me disrespectfully. I'm open to talk about anything, but mind your words. Next. Now, we're in a Black Lives Matter era, civil rights era, right? Police brutality, the police are treating us crazy, racism everywhere, prejudice everywhere, all of this stuff, right? Now, I'm glad that it's getting awareness. However, where I sit on the fence with it is, if we watch things like the George Floyd situation, and we watch all of these things come about, to just have the information without any awareness or plan of action for yourself is counteractive, actually. And one could say that that could also be an agenda as well, because it's like, where I was coming from with all of this is, everybody is experiencing, we're all living in this world, right? But we're all having a different experience in the same place. We have all been to Six Flags. Some people love it, some people hate it. We're all experiencing the same thing differently. And I don't think anybody can argue with me on that. Granted, where we connect is me and you are experiencing the same thing in the same way, but I don't think it will ever be the same exact way. It'll be similar, very similar, never the same exact way, right? So we have these instances with George Floyd and all of this police brutality, like it's everywhere, and it's happening so frequently, so you see it all of the time. The only thing that makes me think of, right, when you get yourself into a position, we're in the middle of a civil war. You've seen the George Floyd video over and fucking over again like a weirdo. You've seen all other types of police brutality, and I just seen a video. It happened so fast I couldn't even stop the video. A black man came out with his hands up, and the police officer handcuffed him, put him on the ground, and then a dog came and just started attacking him, and the officer was like basically just, he looked like he was letting this shit happen. So, but like, you see these things, right? So what do you think that's going to do when you're thinking about the brain? Granted, we're thinking about our people and love and unity and all of that wonderful stuff, and how we need to stand up for our own. That's great. Let's not forget the science of the brain. When we're thinking about the brain, how does the brain learn, right? The ego, the brain is going to take that information in, and unless you tell it that this is not real, or this is just something that's happening to somebody else, your brain is taking in all information at all times. So now you find yourself, you're pulled over or some shit like that in a situation with a police officer in such a high time like this. You don't even have full control over the situation. Number one, there's so many people who don't even realize that you have complete pull and sway over a lot of the fucking situations that you're in. You have mad sway and pull. You just got to learn how to, you need to learn what your sway and pull is and how to use it. But you have finesse. Everybody got finesse. Learn how to finesse. You know what I'm saying? And let me understand also, this is coming from a woman's point of view. So when I get pulled over by a police officer, I already know I got some type of pull, simply because I have a vagina. You know what I'm saying? And because I have big boobs. I already know I got a little leeway here. But just even when you're dealing with a woman, being a woman, if I'm walking up to somewhere and I notice that this lady has an attitude, I now have the pull over the situation because I know where she's coming from. So a lot of times we have this stupid ass idea of, you got an attitude with me, so I'm a match your attitude, and then now we're just gonna be in an attitude battle. Like, who can get an attitude the best? Whose attitude is more fucking crazy? Then next thing you know, you're fighting or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Now you're just in an ego battle. Nobody's trying to counteract the next thing. So it's like, I can walk up to a counter and see that the lady at the front desk has an attitude. I know that I need something from her. I know that I need her assistance. So I could either have an attitude that she got an attitude with me for no fucking reason, and now I'm gonna give her what she's giving me back, or I'm gonna give her what it is that she's missing so that she can give me what I need. To me, that is the pull that you have in this universe. That is your way of controlling the situation. If you can be in a basic, to me, state of awareness when you're dealing with people and not so much on defense when you're dealing with people, you know what I'm saying? If you can be fine with yourself and not defensive when you're dealing with others, then when you walk up to somebody who has a shitty day, maybe her boyfriend punched her in the fucking mouth this morning and her jaw been hurting all day. Like, who knows what the fuck her problem is? Maybe she's getting evicted. Maybe some crazy, maybe, I don't know, her cat died. You know what I'm saying? But when you approach situations without a level of awareness or observation and with your ego not in check, then that's when you really create a problem for yourself. Because if you were paying attention, you would have seen the ways that you could have avoided those landmines. And it's not even by being weak. It is by being, to me, superior in thinking, superior in understanding. I don't have to go there with you. You want somebody to go there with you. You're looking for somebody to go there with you. But how about I de-escalate you and get you to give me what the fuck it is that I'm looking for at the same time? To me, that is a easy possibility to happen, right? So we're taking it back to when we're with police officers and stuff, right? Like that. You're getting pulled over by an officer, but you have seen so many videos at this point on police brutality, men, women, children, all kinds of stuff. Don't ever get it twisted. These videos that you're watching, programming, everything is programming. And it's programming not even, it could be on purpose. You could be seeing these things on purpose to program you. However, your brain, like I said, is taking everything in, okay? There's a lot of times you react to shit you can't even figure out why you're reacting, because you've seen something and now your brain is correlating the two. So now you're in fucking fight or flight. And it's not even a situation you need to be in fight or flight about, but you fucking watched The Lion King when you were 6, and your brain correlates this situation to when fucking Mufasa killed Simba's dad. And now your ass is in fight or flight at 27 and you have no fucking clue why. This shit works that way in my brain. In my universe, that's how it works. But that's the thing. Everybody has their own universe. Everybody has a way that they're experiencing the world. So when we're watching what generally black people are going through, right? And we're taking that experience and making it our own without the proper categorization of what it is that we're doing, you're setting yourself up for failure. You know what I'm saying? You get pulled over, and if you are really honestly within your universe where you've been pulled over before, no crazy shit ever went off, you have all of your paperwork or shit normally works out for you, you're fine. But now if you get pulled over in this George Floyd era, I don't know why I keep calling it a George Floyd era, in this civil rights era, when you get pulled over in this time and space, if you place your identity with the collective, then you're shaking in your fucking boots right now. If you place your identity and your experience with what you've seen other people experience, now you have a problem. Now when you get pulled over, you have an issue. You're in fight or flight. However, if you place your identity, your world, your perspective in what you specifically have experienced before, but 9 times out of 10, I'm not saying that everybody's had good experiences with police officers or something. Some people have had bad experiences, so they have every single right to be afraid. I'm just saying for the people who haven't had that experience, and now because of everything that you're seeing on the internet, when you do come across the police officers, you're afraid. For what? Ain't shit never happened to you. Nothing has ever happened to you before. So it's like you can be aware of what others are going through. Stop taking other people's story and making it your own, because it's not. You know what I'm saying? Now, but you're about to make it. You're about to make it because you decided to tap into that level of energy. That's the pull that you decided to take. You decided to say that I'm not safe here. I really hope that I'm getting this across correctly. Like, I really, really do hope that I'm getting it across correctly. My whole thing is, we have a general collective idea of what's happening as an entire world and then as a community. So as an American, as a human, there's a collective general population or general basis of what happens. As a woman, there's a general something that happens as a woman. Then as a black person, there's a general consensus of what happens as a black person. Then as a black woman, there's a general consensus of what happens as a black woman. Then as a black woman who's a millennial, there's a general consensus, you get what I'm saying, of what happens to us. So you have all those different generals. However, you can turn all them generals around and make them specific to you. What have you experienced? And even if it's not something that you've experienced before, maybe this is your first time getting pulled over. What would make you think that you don't have any control? It's like this level of fear in people is crazy to me. The level of fear is motherfucking wild to me. How so many people you get pulled over. I seen somebody make a comment the other day. I just got pulled over for the first time today, and I was so scared. I had a panic attack, and I'm at work. I'm crying, but I'm okay. Because you got pulled over. Stop watching the fucking internet. You can't even say the TV no more, or the TV and the internet. Stop watching the fucking internet if you can't get pulled over without having a fucking panic attack. Because yes, things happen in the world, but what makes you think that that's going to be your experience? I just want to know, what is it? Yes, I'm black and you're black, and this has happened to black people. What makes people think that the worst case scenario is going to happen to them? Why? Why would I even think? Because it's like when you're looking at these George Floyd situations and stuff, these shits is extreme, dog. These shits is extreme. And while I'm watching it, I'm just like, how did it even get to this fucking point? How did it even get here? There was no level of de-escalation in between. Like, how did we even get to this? You know what I'm saying? In order to be in the civil rights movement. So I just really want people to understand. I'm not saying that you don't need, not having the information is a bad thing. Yes, we should all have the information and knowledge because this is what is happening to people and it's unjust. However, that doesn't mean that you have to personally identify and now take this person's traumas and baggage on as your own because I'm black and you black. I don't have that fucking problem. You know what I'm saying? I completely get it, and I know that this is a problem, yet I haven't experienced it yet. So I'm not gonna have myself in a certain predicament and automatically think, damn, now this is gonna be my experience. Do you see how they're shaping the narrative for you to believe that this is what happens to you when you take in this information without any filter? When you take in this information without any, any knowledge of how your fucking brain works? When you're just taking all this information in, and now the craziest thing happens to somebody. It was the same thing with the Lyft situation. I'll never get over that. Because I'm a Lyft driver, and when they were having that whole Lyft is kidnapping people and stuff like that. It was a fucking 240-pound-year-old man in my back, 240-pound man, a grown-ass man, 35 or to 40s, sitting in my back seat with me, 28-year-old Salandria, with her little pepper spray or her little canister. But we were in that whole Lyft is hurting women phase, right? He goes to open the door, and at that time I had a different car. So sometimes you just have to apply a little bit of pressure to the door. Like when you open it, you just push it as you're going in order for it to open. But if you just pulled the latch, it wouldn't go. You had to just, push it open. Like you open a fucking door, right? He goes to open the door, and they had that meme going around talking about make sure that you check your car before you get in because they might have the child safety lock on for women, which is great awareness for women. But what I'm saying is when you take it in from a fear-based mindset, I hate fear. Like, or the way we pump fear out as help, support, and information. No, you're scared as fucking shit, and you're just sending the vibration of fear to anybody and everybody who will take that shit. You know what I'm saying? And now everybody's irrational, and that annoys the shit out of me. Everybody is irrational because everybody is scared all the fucking time. It's crazy. But anyway, so he goes to pull the damn door open. 240-pound-year-old man, you got this child safety lock on in here, you trying to keep me in here? What the fuck am I gonna do with you, Albert? Like, what am I gonna do? I would love to know. Number one, you don't have no car, which would make me probably, like, I can't rob you. I'm not gonna rob you for what? Your Lyft account? You know what I'm saying? The level of irrational we now are. So I had to tell him, sir, push the door. you pull the latch. Now continue opening the door. Irrational, just completely irrational. Now, any other time he would have gotten a lift, he would have fucking pushed the door, got out. He's seen them, I'm assuming, because that was the climate at the time. We're in this whole entire climate of, you know, Lyft and Uber, be careful because they're gonna get you type shit. He's afraid. He thinks he's not even child safety locked in the car. He thinks he's child safety locked in the car. That's what I'm trying to say. So sometimes you'll put yourself in a danger that you're not in by paying attention or not filtering through this information that you're getting, which is real information. These are experiences that are people are going through, and identifying with them because, oh, well, I'm a Lyft driver. Oh, well, I'm black. Oh, well, I'm a girl. And automatically you take that in as your own reality when it's not. It's somebody else's that you've gained awareness of, but that doesn't mean that you see somebody else's clothes over there, so now you have to put them on. No, you can just know, oh, those are Jessica's clothes. Those are Jessica's clothes. Everybody, when you walk by, those are Jessica's clothes. Whose clothes are those? Those are Jessica's clothes. Those are Jessica's clothes. That doesn't mean Jessica left her clothes there. You got to put Jessica's clothes on. I hope that makes sense, but I'm done with this.